Hey guys, welcome to today's studio vlog. This week I'm focusing on working in the studio in my sewing space. I obviously organized it in my last video. I also need to get some storage for my fabrics, and I kind of just before of digging through my bin bags of fabrics is kind of daunting to me. I think there's just so many and I want to be organized, so hopefully I can get some storage in the coming weeks so I can organize them by color or by fabric type, which would be amazing. But today we're gonna go upstairs, kind of clear out any more areas I need to clear out, and hopefully get at least one bit of sewing done today. I have really easy tasks that I want to get done just to get back into the feel of sewing and getting settled in my studio space. So I have a little list of things I want to sew this month-ish. So I want to organize the sewing space, pillow sewing, curtains. I need to just hem them for my bedroom window. I want to sew a skirt that I literally saw something on Pinterest and I was like, oh, where do I buy this? Where do I buy this? And I forgot I can literally sew it exactly to my measurements. I trade with one of my housemates. That's probably not going to happen this week. They paint, so they're going to make a painting for me, and might make a skirt for them or a top, we'll see. And I need to fix my trouser belt loop. I know I can do these things. I do need to hem my jeans as well. Let me add that in. Hem jeans ? Because I need to try them on and see if I do really need to hem them. I think let's just go upstairs and sort it out. Okay, so I managed to fit my machine in here. So it's kind of like a O-shaped desk. I need to give everything a little bit of a wipe down and a hoover. But here's the situation right now. This is my chair. Okay, so here's my studio space. I'm gonna close the little curtain. I have my trolley here with all my bits. Little desk, put a candle there, little planner for my laptop. I put my printer up here. I think it'll be better if I want to mood board. I have this whole wall to do it. I need to get a light bulb for this lamp. Got my machine here. Had to bring my lamp from my bedroom up here for now. And got a chair. But yeah, I want to get some storage for these. I kind of hate them being in bags. I'd rather plastic sealed boxes. And my rail. So the first thing I'm going to focus on is this pillowcase. I literally showed this about a month ago in one of my videos, but it's really easy. I'm not even going to make a pattern for this. I'm going to cut straight on the fabric. I'm just going to use some scrap fabrics I have laying around, and then all the tiny scraps. That's how I'm going to stuff the pillow. This is 41 by 41 centimeters, and that will be the square plus an inch and a half seam allowance. I think that will make it super plump and fill it all the way to the edges. I've sewn all the sides together. I actually ended up doing 1.5 centimeters seam allowance because I didn't have enough fabric that I already ironed, and my brain was just having a brain fart every time I tried to add inches onto the centimeters. So I'm going to stuff this now, and then I'm gonna sew it shut and it'll be ready to go in the pillowcase. I feel like I haven't sewn or cut fabric in so long. I mean, it has been I haven't at all this year, and it's nearly the end of March. So since November, since October, I haven't sewn anything or cut fabric. So I'm making really silly mistakes, but I feel like I just need to be doing this more for fun than like being a perfectionist about it. So I think I'm going to just do these silly little sewing exercises and tasks like a pillow and stuff, just so I get back into it and can make these silly mistakes. But yeah, here she is. It's nice to be back on the machine. The space here is a little bit cramped, but we're making do with what we got. So it's all stuffed. It's a little bit heavy, like it's not super crazy, but it's obviously heavier than with normal stuffing. And then this bit to finish it off, let me like move the light so you can, whoa, so you can see me better. So I think I'm going to try and do like a little tuck inside and sew it. It's really difficult with my nails. It might be time to like retire them, or I might sew it and then kind of edge stitch it on the bottom shut. So I'm gonna do that now. Okay, she's complete, and I did like a little, where's this the finished side? I can't even tell because the finishing's so good. So here's the finished side. I just kind of rolled it over, sewed it, and then cut off really close to the edge so that you can't even really tell. You can if I put it like that, but moment of truth, we're gonna see if she fits into my pillowcase. If it doesn't, I'm quitting right here and right now. No, that's a bad mindset. I'm not quitting right here and right now. She fits. It's a little bit, it's not like super full at the edges, but I think it's because the pillow is so heavy it drops to the bottom. But she's perfect. It's not heavy. Might be comfortable to sleep on. It probably would be like a good door holder, door stopper. But task number 1 complete from our to-do list. So the last 2 tasks for tonight will be fixing my belt loop. When I bought these trousers, they were on sale because the belt loop was ripped off, so I'm just going to reattach it back on here. Before I do that, I need to like change my thread and stuff, but I'm going to hem my curtains. I'm not going to cut them because they're quite long and I like them, but my window at the moment it's quite small, so I drew like the worst diagram. So they're going to be hanging from here, and then down to where I want them to hang is 145 centimeters. So I'm going to iron them quickly and then just literally hem the bottoms so that they fit my window. Okay, it's literally like midnight. I just finished hemming the curtains. I thought it would only have to be like 10 centimeters. It was 80 centimeters. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try like fold them in half and just stitch it and see how it looks. The reason why I don't want to cut them is because they're quite long and I've got like a wooden shelf underneath the window which is stopping them from just dropping to the floor. That's why I just don't want to cut them, because in any other situation they literally would just fall down and it'd be fine. I'm kind of debating cutting them. I had other like curtains as well, but they're patterned, and if I fold them over then the pattern is like the other way around, obviously, and those I definitely don't want to cut because they're like super long and really nice, and I know when I move out one day I want them the full length. I'm just not the biggest fan of it. You can like see the stitch line and how it's kind of doubled up, and it just doesn't really suit the window anyway, I don't think. Hey, welcome to day 2 in the studio. Last night I went to sleep really late. I ended up unpicking the curtain and sewing on the belt loop to my trousers. I didn't film that because it literally took me like 5 minutes and it's really uninteresting. But today we're starting a new project, so I'm going to print some inspiration for a mood board on Pinterest. I made a Pinterest board for my sewing studio and my ideas, and these are the sort of skirts I have saved. They're all kind of like layered lace. I have a lot of scrap lace which I can use. I think with these it'll be really fun to just drape it. So I kind of have just different ideas of how they could be draped. I love this one, but I think it might be a bit different from what I have saved. But I'm gonna print these out and write out a step-by-step plan of the order I need to construct it. I have written down my steps and printed out, kind of figured out what I want to do. So here are my printouts, and then here is my waist measurements and stuff. I took this from the metric pattern cutting for women's wear. It's literally just photocopied and then wrote my measurements on there. So to start off, I'm going to draft a skirt. I'm going to make a natural waist skirt block with my measurements and then toile it to see if it fits fine. After the toile, I'm going to make this pattern, but I'm going to ignore the flounces at the bottom because I'm going to use this shape to drape my own fabrics. Hey, welcome to day 3 in the studio. So like today I had to like troubleshoot my machine and I literally feel like such a noob. I mean, I've not touched it for like 6 months, so everything I'm doing I'm like, today I managed to get sort of my toile nearly done. I have cut out all my drafted patterns for the skirt and sewn the panels together. I'm going to add a zip at the back. I wanted to do an invisible zip, but I don't think I have any, so I'll just have to add a normal zip into it. And then I'm gonna try it on, make sure it fits. I don't have a waistband on this, so I'm going to add the zip and then like finish all the edges. I should probably line this, but I'm gonna see how I feel and if I even have a fabric to line it with. Hey, little sewing update. As you can tell, it's literally like dark outside now. I've been battling with the zip for like 2 hours. My needle broke, my bobbin broke, and I've just sewn it to the wrong side of the fabric. It was meant to be sewn right sides together, and I did right side to wrong side of the fabric. So I'm going to unpick it all. Everyone always thinks sewing is kind of like glamorous and you know, you get it done first try. It's not very frustrating. It can get really frustrating, and with these mistakes you realize how annoying it is to make that mistake, so then you double make sure not to make the same mistake. I feel like this is really a vlog of me getting back into this and like battling, trying to get it right, and like the frustration that can come with it, especially when you've been working at it for a long time or you're tired and then these things just don't go as planned. And I think sometimes it's important to know when to step away from it. So I'm going to unpick the zip and I'm going to call it a night today. What's important is kind of showing up every day and trying even when it is difficult and not giving up when it doesn't go well. And even like me today, sort of stepping back from it isn't even me giving up, because I will be back here tomorrow again and we are going to actually finish it, because I need to finish this toile. I want to make my skirt. On tomorrow's agenda is sewing the zip on the right way, cutting out the lining for this. I'm going to use the pattern I already have, and then after attaching the lining I'm just going to have to hem it. I want to try film maybe every week, every other week, and have like little mini projects going so we can see the improvement and like my confidence grow over time getting back into this. Final day in the studio today, so I'm gonna sew the zip onto the skirt like I was saying yesterday, and I'm going to see if I have any fabric for the lining. I hope I do. I don't know how much of it I might have, but today the main goal is to complete the toile, so I'm ready for next week so I can actually make the skirt. Okay, so I've sewn the zip on, if you can see, and I've tried it on without lining it or hemming it yet, because I just wanted to see it fits, and it fits pretty well. It's super cute. I'm just gonna line it and hem it so I kind of get in the flow of doing it, and so I don't mess up the final thing. The only thing with like the final skirt, I'm going to make it a little bit shorter because this is a little bit long for what I want to do, like the draping on it. But we are nearly done with the skirt. I'm going to go back into the studio and cut the lining. So it's a few days later and I have finished my toile finally. It took me a little bit of a long time. I had to like unpick stuff, so again, unpick it again. And it's definitely not perfect. I mean, it's just a skirt. Is it my first time making a skirt? No, I think this is like my second time making a skirt. And there's like definitely things that could be a lot better, but I think with this it's, you can't be perfect straight away. And like I'm kind of gonna be learning this in my own time and on my own and self-teaching myself how to sew better. So I think this is pretty good for like my first attempt. Like my toile has a zip on the back here, it's lined on the inside. I can kind of go over like what I know I did wrong and what I could improve on next time. The first thing is here. The zip is a little bit wonky. I didn't even cut the top bit of a zip, because if I had cut it, I could have sewn like a hook and eye on it together. Also with like hemming, I wish I had an overlocker. There are some bits I'm really proud of, like the understitching here, which you obviously can't see on the front, and this holds the lining down so it doesn't like show through, and then it's all pressed so you can't see it at all. Overall, I'm like really proud of this. There are obviously things that I'm looking at and I'm like, oh, I wish I did this better, or I wish I didn't mess it up, I wish it was perfect. But the more I do this, the better I will get. And self-teaching yourself is also pretty difficult, but I mean, it's just like practice and making toiles and samples so that I know what I'm doing and getting better. But yeah, here she is. I'm proud of myself. It was fun. I mean, I'm happy it fits like the pattern first try and I didn't have to adjust it. I drafted the pattern myself, so it's like the whole step of it to the finished product is always really rewarding for me. The next sewing vlog will be starting the actual skirt that I had shown you earlier in the week, which is going to be like draped and lacy, but we'll tackle that when it comes to it. I hope you enjoyed and I'll see you next week. Bye.